Mm. Hello again. Hi. Uh, Shalom. Um, I have strong spirit on me this morning, and I was wondering. I asked the spirit what he wanted to say to me, but he didn't want to talk to me. Most of the time, is it? The spirit doesn't talk so much to me when I'm not recording. They want me to recording for you to know things. It's not for me. It's for you to understand what's going on in those worlds that you can't see. But I can see it, some of it. I maybe not see everything, but more than what a normal person are seeing or hearing. And so I wonder why this strong spirit, what was going on. So I was thinking I start up, it was before I was on computer, and I opened up my computer to see if there was something that the spirit want to tell me, and they can do that in this way that certainly you. I have told you when about Israel that where to go in Israel when I was there. The last time I was there, and someone come up and say I should go to the museum, but I didn't know who it was that gave me that information. It only show up, and that's how it can be on computers also. The warning I have for you is that the devil is also very much on the computer. So don't be so sure that this is from God. You have to pay attention to it, that it can be evil things also. So I opened up, and it was in my emails, and it was about Swedenborg. That is one not many know about him, but he is, for some people, is a big man in religions, and he have like a foundation in United States. He have websites, and he was born in 1700, in the end of 1700. He was born there, and he was born in Sweden, but he died in England. And I have checked him up earlier when I did my family tree, and of course he is in my family tree. And the spirit make me understand that that is. I have said that many times, but I have not really understood it, because I say God have sent his prophets to us in all generation. That I believe that there have been prophets, but some prophets maybe was killed because they thought it was witchcraft, for example, and people like today, like for me, they ignore me. They don't want to talk to me or help me, and because they think sometimes they say it's new age. It's like evil thing, bad things. This with new age, and I don't know what new age are, but it's a I don't know. I don't go there. So it's one of those prophets that have been. That was Swedenborg, but he lived in 700s, and it's very hard to not place in your own experience and that time you live in into this what the spirits are telling us. It's very hard to be total clean. I try to be very clean, but it's sometimes I go into this time, my time, my experience, instead to hold the clean. And I have told you before that you should not take what I'm telling you 100%. You have to understand that it can be error because I go in what I have experienced. But when I have talking about something and then I find out that was not like that, I normally, if I remember it, I also correct myself into it. So what I'm talking about in some episodes is maybe not correct. So because I go into my own time, and that is for Swedenborg. I'm going to write it in the describing of this episode, his name. And he was he said that he had contact with angels, what he called angels, and he said it was some different angels, form of angels, and describe heaven, and I have hard to read. God make me not could read anymore. When in 2000, when God come and talked to me and took me to do this walk, suddenly he have taken away my ability to could read a book. He didn't want me to read a book. He wanted me to have contact with heaven and not with books. So I have hard understand Swedenborg, and but it can be some confirm about what I'm saying and what he is saying, and I'm not. He is my ancestor, but he didn't have any children. It's his father. I think his father, Jesper Swedenborg, and it's the sure name is it's taken this way because he was in all over the world talking. Swedenborg was traveling, and he took away the Swedish surname and make it to be more international. Swedenborg, Sweden, and Borg, and I don't know if it's his spirit that is on me, or if it's a spirit from heaven only, a spirit from heaven telling me about Swedenborg. But it can be when I look up. I have so very much people that was fonder of religion and churches, and in my family tree. It's so very much. So I think it's a way why God choose me to be his prophet for this time, this generation, and because my ancestor had been that earlier, and yesterday I was looking at William Booth. He's Salvation Army, the founder of Salvation Army. He's in my family tree also. He is connected with me. All these founder of churches, kind of religion, they are related to me, so it must be something with that to do. And Swedenborg, I look at a little this morning, but I couldn't gasp it, take it in so much, because it was. I watched a video, but I closed it because he was talking so fast, so it was hard to understand this American young man. He talking very fast, and then he sit in text when I can't read it. I can read it if it's some sentence I can read, but I can't read the whole page. But Swedenborg, he was talking about the 3 level. He say it's a hierarchy in heaven, and that what it is. I have told you that. They have showing me this, that Swedenborg, he say it was 3 level in heaven, and that's I have said that to you, that is one is around, there is a city, and around the city is a meadow, and there is most of the people is coming into heaven, but they are going to be out in the meadow, and they are like children, and they don't remember anything what have happened in their life before they come to heaven. They don't know. And then is it the second is those that is allowed to come into the city, and it's people that have doing much good. Those people in the meadow, they have repented. They have, when they have seen what they have done, seen and heard what they have done on earth, they feel very bad about what they have said and done, and they repent for it. And they cry out to God and say that forgive me for have done these bad things. But those that, and I should finish this, what I started to talk. Then in the city there is people that have done good thing, that they maybe have to repent also, but they have done something for the world and for the, not for the world, but what in God's will they have done things. And then is it the throne room of God, where God is, and that is for those people that have suffering and maybe have been killed because of what they stand for. When doing the will of God, they have been killed because of that. It's not that they have say something about I believe in God and God is this and this. It's not like that. That really claim that who is the true God, and standing firm and not in any way change. They have a straight path to God. Those that have suffering very much for to do God's will and make the world to understand there is a God, even if they have failed to could change the world. They are in the throne room of God. And then is it hell? Hell exists, but it's not. Swedenborg said it was like a balance between heaven and hell. And it's maybe what he see in his time of it. We know we live in a very bad time, but as I see it, is in the same way it's very evil. Is it that those that join those evil things, they also are seeking. They want to know more, deeper, and when they want to know deeper, they go in the wrong path. So the devil trigger them, that he tell them that here you can find the truth. Here you can find what you are searching for, and they go wrong. And because I have seen that the devil's world is more open than God's people. They hide, and they maybe not believe in the real God, but somehow they could change the direction on people if they working harder for to do that, even if they take people into their own belief, like that Jesus is God on earth, then they at least have changed the direction to do good. And Swedenborg, he is talking about the heart. It's the center of everything, the heart. And the heart is not stubborn. The heart, it's moving. It's moving. If you place into your brain the light, if you put in the light in the brain, is also connected to the heart, and you can change it. And for me, I see the sign of the devil very much today. And for example, it's only to look at the nails of the people. No one that is in the light. Maybe they think they are in the light, but they are not in the light. They have black nail polish. Both men and women have black. And that is a sign of the devil. And it's all this hard makeup, both on men and women, that give a sign of the devil. And then is it also that it's have coming more and more the black color in everything. And only that I try to buy sheet for my bed, a new sheet, and it was hard to find any color of it. It was this gray scale on it. It was not black, but it was the gray scale. And very many things you buy today is in the black color. Everything, it should be so dark in the home. And I have talking about it, and when I have talking about my life as a homeless in the United States, that I was to a woman that she was crying to me, and she said that all her kids was doing drugs, and they were laying when she was working hard, she was retired, but she had to work to get money. So she was working on McDonald's the whole day long. And when she was away to McDonald's, her kids was in her home, adult kids. It's not kids, they were adult people, about between 40 and 50. And 40, 50, they was laying there and do drugs in her home, and then eat up all the food that she had brought home. And they were selling her stuff for to get drugs. And I say to her that she should take away her curtains. She had curtains all over her window, and she had blinds also, so it was total dark in her home. And I say that the devil love darkness. The devil will want to hide in the darkness, but today he don't hide anymore. But in that time, for 20 years ago, he was hiding. And I said to her, open up your blinds and open up your curtains, because the thieves is in your home. The thieves is not outside. The thieves is already inside your home. So you don't need to have it dark. And then when she did that, her children, adult children, they didn't go. They stopped to be in her home. And she come to me very happy and say, thank you to tell me this, to open up, put in the light into the home, because my children doesn't want to be in the home when it's light. And that is technical things. It's not a metaphor only. It is, but it also literally, because when you do drugs, when people do drugs, they have hard with light in their eyes. It's hurt the eyes. They have to be dark or have sunglasses on for to could be awake. So that's a literary thing, a worldly also fact about it. So those that do drugs, either they are walking around with sunglasses, or they sit in the shadow, or they are only out when the sun is going down. It's the way the devil, he hide in the darkness, and that's how it is. And I know that when I was in United States, it was very dark in the home. So that's a way to invite the devil into your home when you don't have lights. I don't mean lights in the ceiling. I mean the light from the outside, the sun, to let the sun come into your home. And people are so frightened that thieves should look in and see what they have in their home. But it's it's pretty stupid to have expensive things in your windows. That's the only thing you can do, is to put in the windows have cheap things, so it's not trigger those thieves to come in. You can do very much things to avoid, and it's here in Sweden now. It's because it's so very much crimes going on. It's killing almost every day. Is it killing of people? And it was in downtown in my city here. It was some kind of bombs. It was something exploded in downtown, and it all many windows crashed, and then in another city it was a big fire, and in another city it was a killing, and so it's much going on today. That's why it's so very important to build up your mindset, to see that you are protected in God. If you know God, you will be protected. But like for me, I have been in, like I am a little light disabled now, because a car drove over me, and these things is, the protection is to not be killed. That's the protection, and it can happen things in another way that hurt you, but that is a good defense, is to have your mindset be peace in your mind, because you can do stupid things, unwise things, when you go angry or when you are full of stress. Then you can do bad decision, and that's what the angels are talking about, that to have this peace in your mindset, to not do unwise things. You heaven want you to be wise, and in that way you protect you. Is God's way to do it to those that he see is his children. We are created, everyone is created in the same way from heaven. But then is it some people that God see is going on the right path to, and he knows already what your future are, so he know who is going to be his children. That maybe it's not now, because you do stupid things, you are not wise, but God knows your future, so he can see that you are going to be his child, that one in the future you will be his child, and you don't maybe not see. It's a spirit here very strong. He wants to tell you that you don't see it just now, because we can't see anything of the future. We can only be here and now. That's the only thing we can. We can't see the future. We can imagine the future. But you have planned for your life. You have planned for your future. But in next second, something, a tree falling on you, for example, and you die. So that future was not yours. The only one that know the future, that's God and his heavenly hosts. So that's the only thing the Spirit want to tell you. This is only to be here and now, because the image of God is that I am, and that means just now. He's not the future. God said, he don't say, I am your past, or I am your future. God say, I am here and now. I am here and now. And that's where we should live for, to be only here and now and focus on this moment we have now. The Spirit is very on me. He was so happy that to tell you this, could tell you. That's was this hard spirit I felt this morning. I know now that he wanted to tell you because you have forgotten. He say that as soon as you close after listen at the episode, as soon as you close it, you forget it. So we spirit, we need to remind you. It seems like we repeat and repeat and repeat, but we need to repeat because you forget. That's in the human nature, that you run away. Suddenly you maybe take it slowly and do things that you have heard maybe for some hours, but suddenly you are there back again into the same pattern, the same state of mind that you were before you started to listen on one episode. So we have to repeat and remind you about what's most important. And the most important Spirit is talking to you now. And he's loving, but he really are strong. So, and what I have talked about is the heart. The mind and the heart is together. And if the mindset is on darkness, then it's the heart going darkness. If the brain is into the light, then the heart will be light. That is very important to understand. And then you don't have a future in yourself. Only God knows the future. You can only live here and now. This is the things he wants to remind you about. They have said that many times before, and he repeated today for you. He said that he's going to repeat it many times. he not only in this episode, he's going to repeat those important things for your life, that the circumstance what's in your life today, it doesn't say that is your future. God knows your future, but you don't. And you are not the name people call you. That's not your name. You are not. You are not. Not what those bully people say. Your parents are telling you, or your brothers, sisters are saying that you are. You are what God see you, and He see your future. And though you that really listen at this podcast, you should know that you are already a child of God, even if just today you are not there yet. But God knows you will be there. God knows your future, and the future is bright if you only stay in here and listen. He will remind you more about those important things. The mindset is the heart of you. Thank you for listening.